Hello, bridge building tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger Lost Sanctum with me, BlueAnkylo. So I switched out Magus for Luca, who, because of her cool new turbo shot and generally good equipment, especially because we got new stuff, I figured I'd bring her along for a little while. And honestly, she is a pretty cool character if you can get her speed up. Her physical attack will never be like BlueAnkylo or Chrono, but she's got lots of really good dual techs, and unlike Robo, like, her dual techs are good, unless you're fighting like fire immune, you know, but other than that, so it's usually more just fighting against her really low base speed. She also has, like Chrono, one of the really strong sort of instant ultimate room clearers, Flare. So Flare is definitely comparable with Dark Matter and Luminaire, so it's pretty cool if you give her enough speed and maybe a golden stun. Other than that, that's probably it. She's got a really good magic stat, so I mean that helps. Alright, let's go see this bridge. Please tell me you're done the bridge, because like, I don't have to climb this mountain ever again. Alright, good job, Reptite dude who did very little work. No! You're gonna make me climb the mountain again? Yay. I mean, everyone's back in the village. It's all happy, happy, hooray. Happy, happy, joy, joy, really. Looks like the new is about to make some friends. I hope they didn't just get married or something. That'd be a little bit weird for me. Nobody knows much about new mating procedures. Hey, some Saurian leathers. I hear they're pretty cool. Now, it may be that only Ayla can equip them. We'll see. The Saurian leathers are speed boosting armor, which is pretty cool. And look, lots of people can equip them. So, they might not give you status immunity or elemental immunity, but if you've got someone like maybe a robot who's kind of terrible at speed, it's another way to boost his speed up a little bit. And we'll just give him help for now. So, you know, that's something. Then you can equip, like, the +3 speed ring, and suddenly he's not so terrible, you know, it's cool. Unfortunately, most of the characters I want already have enough speed tabs to max their speed out, or at least nearly so. So the Saurian leathers aren't really that great for me, but they're definitely solid. And if you did this bonus, if you did this optional dungeon before the Black Omen, they would certainly help out for that battle, because that before we got the 15 speed tabs, you know. So do we get a quest to go explore the bridge? You would expect? This guy is freaking out. So you made a bridge to a cool tower that's full of monsters. Didn't work. Heavenly Idol's Perch. Okay, well, you've got guardians up there. Thanks, Luca. I wish someone would give us an elevator. Hey, look, it's the new! And he sells stuff. So you can buy elixirs. Ethers, basically. It's cool. Why not? Good for you, New. Got a new job. Anybody else have anything new to say? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Well, I think that's it. So... yeah, alright, to the bridge! Which unfortunately means climbing the mountain. For the umpteenth time. So I guess I'll cut that part out, unless you guys really want to watch. I don't know. What do you guys think? How many times did we kill that rat? Just as many times as the 3 frogs in the other time zone. I'll just meet you guys up at the top by the bridge, because, you know. You know. Hey, it's the top of the mountain! Look at us! We made it again! This bridge better be the best bridge you've ever seen. Except it's, right, identical to the old Guardia bridge. Probably just leads us to the Castle of Guardia. Hi guys. How's it going? Oh, that's how it is. Exiles and slate imps. Well, let's just beat them up, I guess. So, you know, how's it going? You guys haven't seen Luca fight in a while. Yeah, 300 damage. So she's not the strongest. I think the formula stands true. She will consistently do about half the damage of Frog or Chrono. Same with Marl. Now, there is a way to do more than that. Because, you know, she's pretty good at magic. Also, this looks like a great opportunity for Line Bomb. Pretty cool. If we're always going to be fighting on this bridge, if you don't bring Chrono and Ayla, why not bring Frog and Luca? Okay, well, they made a... like, is there no supports holding this bridge up? This magic bridge? Oddly enough, just like in Guardia Castle, it's guarded by skeletons. Which is a little different. I wonder if there's some status ailment that accompanies that skull attack. But the bombing run pretty much seems to work. Undead never saw what was coming. Never saw it coming. Alright, so now it looks kind of like we're in the cathedral. Again, I'm not really familiar with these areas, so let's just save it. In case I either fight a really tough boss, or we have to, if I miss something we can't get, or whatever. Dino Blade. A frog weapon? Well, I guess if you came here before you did Frog's side quest, it might be better than his Brave Sword. But it's no upgraded Mazmune. Unfortunately, and I don't think anyone else will be able to use it. It'll be the same thing for Chrono. It's really hard to get anything stronger than the Rainbow. I mean, you know. We can sneak. Why not? We're not tired of fighting skeletons yet, are we? There's only 2 of them. Let's see if they're, like, physically immune or anything. No. I don't know. These guys don't seem that scary. Not spooky for me. I know I failed. Bad memer. Bad memer. What are you looking at? You worship the fire? Well, let me tell you something about the fire. The frog fire! Yeah, it's often one of your highest damage AoE, like all-screen dual techs. Definitely a good use for it. It's pretty expensive on the MP, but if you go double golden stud, you know. So are these guys, like, teleporting? Like, what's the deal? Soul Stalker. Alright. We need more attacks that are like Line Bomb and Falcon Strike. I'd be pretty happy with that if there was a few more. Alright, you know what? I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I just wanted to prove that I could sneak by, but, you know. So we probably don't need to go with, something like Line Bomb every time. We could probably get away with just straight up Flare, you know. I'm kind of interested how the damage for Flare is looking compared to, like, Luminaire. We should see how much damage Chrono can do with Luminaire nowadays, just compared to Luca. Because she's up to 2,600 damage. That seems pretty awesome. Let's, swap out Ayla for a minute here. Just to compare our ultimate techs to see how it's doing. I don't need the Power Glove. It's bad. Let's go with, oh, am I out of gold studs? Is that it? Yeah. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Yeah, we only have 3. Alright, there we go. Looking good? So, Luca did like 2,600, or was it? We don't need to save. Savings for chumps. Don't mind anything I said before exactly right now. Okay. Now, they might be weak to fire or something, but... Holy light, go. $28.38. Luca might have mostly caught up. That's cool. Her magic growth is just caught up with Chrono, even with the magic tabs. That's assuming nobody has any, like, magic boosting items or accessories or armor. Alright, here's our chance. What's the difference? Okay, so she's doing like 2,600, Chrono was doing 2,800. Luminaire, as usual, is slightly stronger. It's no big deal. And perhaps if I didn't give so many magic tabs to Chrono, he would probably have closer to Frog tier magic. And if I have given him, say, 20 magic tabs, which is possible, maybe his damage would be the same as Luca at, you know, double his magic stat. Possibly. Alright. Chrono, you can still have a break, honestly. Let's go with Marl for a while. Kind of want to bring the people who are at the lower end of the levels. Ayla's already, like, the highest leveled character. Let's make her the golden stud. So it's a really magical focused team right now. You got Frog, but you got the girls, you got Frog. Let's put Frog up front because, you know, he's got to guard the team, you know. Substitute Chrono. Unfortunately, this does make us quite light on actual physical damage. Although this guy might be quite defensive anyway. Look at this. 300 damage. I wonder if he inflicted stop. Did he get stopped? I think he's been... Oh no, he's still attacking. Okay. Nothing terribly scary, honestly. Alright, well, there's an ambush. But there's treasure over here. Let's try a different combo. Let's go with Antipode. So Flare was doing around 2,600. So what element is Antipode? Does it just count as like shadow or something annoying? Kind of hate it when they do that. You take a good fire element or an ice element and then you turn it shadow. I suppose it is a good point that in the late game you can get a lot of shadow element attacks out of other characters who normally don't get any shadow. Yeah, so oddly enough, fire plus ice becomes shadow if you use any of these. So if you bring Luca and Marl, you get ice magic, fire magic, and shadow magic, interestingly enough. So a Luca, Marl, Chrono combo will actually get you all 4 elements. It's kind of neat to remember. I forget little details like that. What does, Frog Flare is still considered fire. So all of the Frog Luca combos are fire. And the Frog Marl combos should all be water. Alright, so we don't get any weird combos that turn into light magic or anything. It's fine. Rusted Blade! Hey, another side quest. Well, we know they're strong against Antipodes, so let's just straight up nuke them, basically. Yeah, pretty reliable. It's cool. It's actually really neat for me to see Luca clearing a lot of groups, because usually she's the last person to get a turn, and I don't bring her around too often, so it's neat. Apparently there's an awful lot of enemies in here just spawning out of nothing. I'm curious if we tried Glacier. Oh, it's single target. I figured like Water 2 plus Ice 2 would be at least multi-target, but these guys must have around 2,000 or low 2,000s for HP, just for interest's sake. Actually, you can look it up. I haven't shown this off, but one of the other perks of the DS remake of Chrono Trigger is you actually have a really nice bestiary. Why don't we have a quick look at it once we're done this battle? Definitely one of the perks of remakes of old Super Nintendo games I quite enjoy. Not like I pull it up very often, but this one. You know, this button I never click. So we've currently killed 91% of the game's enemies. That's fun. You can sort of cycle through their basic stats, their weaknesses or immunities, the techs they use even. Like, it's got all kinds of good information. Question is, can I find... Is there no way to go down faster? Huh. There needs to be a way to, like, sort them by type. Oh no! Look, I missed somebody right here in between, So this is like an enemy from... I don't even know where. Maybe the desert? You know, the bonus dungeon desert? Maybe. Well, we missed one there. We're not going to get 100% unless I go back looking for these. Don't worry, there's only 200. We're halfway through. I missed... Oh, I know what this will be. This will be Final Form Specchio. You can see all the techs he has. That's cool. She's got, yeah, level 2 sort of techs. I bet you the level 3 guy has Luminaire and Dark Matter and all that. You know. And then this is all... So what we're looking for will be in this section, because this is all Lost Sanctum enemies now. So we just fought... Death Guard, there you go. So 2,000 HP on the dot, and not weak or immune to anything. Average magic defense, pretty high physical defense. It's cool. So yeah, these guys are immune to dark, or yeah, just immune. That's cool, I like it. And then there'll be more enemies that we haven't met yet. Okay, cool, cool. So I guess if you're ever really struggling with an enemy, you can just look up what they're immune to or weak to. Somehow I doubt it. You just have one little friend? Master at arms and blades. What if we frog flare? And seeing as it's a boss, why don't we get haste? That did a lot of damage to the little guy. And that was clearly elemental, because Luca took no damage. Oh, I think I have someone at the door. I'll be right back. Sorry. I can pause. Hey, everybody. It's me, your pal, BlueAnkylo. I'm back. It's been a little while, like a few hours, actually. So, we just left this boss fight in the middle of nowhere. What were we doing? Just slaughtering him, right? Everything was cool. There wasn't anything to worry about, I hope. I think I was, like, gonna cast haste, so everyone has haste, right? And then we're gonna, like, frog flare, because frog flare is awesome. So, like, we might not have any triple techs, but we certainly have frog flare. I think, right? I don't know. It's fine. This is pretty good damage. Tsubame Gaishi, oh no! Right, that. AKA nothing to worry about. Okay, I have a new plan. We're gonna use Glacial Freeze, because it's a single target and pretty good damage. And then Luca will use Flip, which might not hit as hard as Frog Flare. That was not very much damage. I wonder if the little knight dude is actually weak to fire. Possibly. That attack is never going to kill anybody, though. Okay, let's try Glacial Freeze on the boss. And just for fun, I know it will do slightly less damage. Let's just throw a grenade at him. Super grenade. Okay, so he either just has really good resistances, or maybe we're not supposed to use magic on him, per se. AoE counter every time that doesn't really hurt. Let's just see if a physical attack does anything with Frog. That attack isn't gonna be too bad, I guess. A critical did as much damage as a... well, he only counters single target in that case. Well, why don't we try Antipode? We haven't tried Dark Element. I was worried that this might heal them, but, we'll see. There we go. That did a little bit better damage, right? I think that's the most damage we've got out of a spell so far. So Frog can just attack or heal or whatever we need. And the girls can antipode this guy. We do have a area of effect healing spell. Pretty balanced party. All things considered, we have quite a lot of abilities covered between these three. Seeing as we can get all elements except light, and we can definitely get lots of healing. We even have a dual tech that full heals the whole group, guaranteed, if you really need it. If you don't want to use an elixir, or mega elixir, I guess, you just do double cure. Somehow, I just don't think he's going to survive very long. So, if you've forgotten, like I have, we're currently on a quest to learn about the heroes of the sky, or lords of the sky, or whatever the villagers called them. Something up on top of the mountain that we had to build a bridge to in 600 AD to get to. But the village apparently has a legend about it, so we're gonna go check it out. you know, there could be bosses that are much easier if you equip counter accessories, and then they attack and you get all the counter attacks off of them. But I haven't really ran into any of that in Chrono Trigger yet. At least not that I've actually been aware of. Alright! You know, Frog is actually pretty good at exercising ghosts. That's like his second best strategy, second best ability. Cool. Now what? Okay, I guess there's just a way up. Map completion, though. There we go. Oh! It's a statue of some of the heroes. I guess, were those the three that saved the village from the Archdemon dudes? Should have brought Magus. He probably would have had something funny to say. Alright! Quest complete, everybody. Well... they were quite striking. Well, thanks, buddy. I always wanted a new badge. So conveniently, I did look this one up. This is really, really good. It's Frog only. And it gives him, I believe, I looked up the stats. I think it's supposed to be plus 50% crit rate and the effect of the silver stud. So, I mean, if you're really trying to conserve MP, the golden stud's a little better. But this also makes his Masamune crit all the time. It's pretty good. It's kind of unique like the Valor Crest, basically. So that's cool. There might be some more of those as we get further into the game. There's not much else to do for our Lost Sanctum, though. We're actually pretty much done. I think all that we have left is that Rusted Blade. But we'll talk to everybody to say hello. We've done a lot for these villagers. He's gonna protect that wondrous bridge. Now, I have a feeling the logic is in the past, the guy that stood there in prehistory, he wanted to build a bridge and a memorial for all time. So I think what happens is, in prehistory, after our heroes leave, that's what he spends his life doing, and then eventually the bridge falls down, and then in 600 AD they have to reconnect. I think. It was pretty cool. I would say, if it wasn't for having to climb up and down that mountain so many times, or they should have just had a way to, like, once you've been up to the top, avoid all the monsters and just zip right back and forth. It would have been a pretty good little side quest, but instead, it took, what was this, 4 or 5 episodes, and I cut out a lot of time climbing up the mountain, mostly. So, all in all, I can't say it's the best little side quest I've ever done, but it's more Chrono Trigger, and I can't complain. I'm complaining, but you know. I just wish it wasn't quite so backtrack heavy. Otherwise, the actual quest line, like the story, is actually pretty fitting. This is kind of, I know, like this was all written for the DS version remake, so it wasn't in the original game. But I thought it fit in quite well with the general theme. It kind of throws the balance off a little bit because we got like, I'm gonna say at least 5 level ups from just doing this Lost Sanctum, from level, say, 55 to 60 or so, and maybe even higher. That's gonna make, actually, like, if you did that before, you know, like the Rainbow Shell quest or anything, it would have made that stuff really easy. And the actual fights were super easy anyway here. And now we're even more over-leveled, sort of. There we go, Rusted Blade. So his descendant made that awesome elemental immune armor for Luca with Lucis shards. This is the old dude. What does the ice worm do? So, unfortunately, not great. If you had the slasher, you'd probably already be set. In fact, it's barely better than the swallow. So that's a little bit discouraging. Even the Suzaku crushes it, and if you have the rainbow edge, it's better, much better. So that's pretty much it, I think. We'll talk to the rest of these dudes, and that'll be the end of the Lost Sanctum. So then the only other optional DS thing that you could do now, before the end game, is more that monster arena stuff, and I haven't really touched that, to be honest. It's cool. Again, it's another neat little addition to the game, but it's kind of hard to record. We'll go look at it one more time before we end the episode, because next time, well, things are going to get a little heavy. But before we get to the heavy section, we're going to wrap up the last possible things you could do before you go to the end of time. Or, well, you know what I mean. So, you know, honestly, if you're trying to go for balance, you might want to do the Lost Sanctum quest as soon as it unlocks. What did I say I was going to go to? Oh, end of time, yeah. Because that way more of the equipment would be useful for the other side quests, and honestly, like the first couple side quests you do after releasing the Black Omen tend to be quite difficult, so you could use that to level up a little bit, and then you know, like the desert sandworm and all that wouldn't be quite so difficult if you did that Lost Sanctum first, basically. That's all I'm trying to say. Sorry, Ayla. Alright. So Specchio, unfortunately, still got a ways to go before he's buffed up. I think if you have Luca with her vest on, he basically can't hurt her. I think he needs status immunity and elemental immunity, and he can't do anything to Luca. I want to see, just for interest's sake here, but... That'll be dark, I think. Oh no, that did damage, not much. I'm pretty sure we beat this form, but let's just double check here. It shouldn't be too bad. And we've got ultimate techs, you know, now. I'm pretty sure we beat this guy as soon as we could, and it was a really tough fight. But now you can see how the team's grown. You don't even need to bring Chrono anymore. See, that's... even his powerful attacks, and I used to have to rely on, like, elemental absorption to beat this guy, and just hope that he doesn't cast the wrong spells at the wrong time. But now, even if you cast something you're weak to, because we have such... Basically, we've all got 99 magic defense, and sometimes magic protect as well. Just nothing you can do. I want to try Antipode. Unfortunately, Frog can't do much on his own. He basically has to use a dual tech to get damage on this guy. So again, you should probably be using Flare, because it's good it's a good single tech, and then a double tech with like Glacial Freeze or something is probably going to be the best. Yeah, 2200. It's not that impressive, honestly. Maybe the real value of Antipode is that you can get a Dark Elemental attack because they're so difficult to get. Generally, it's hard to get Dark Element. Unless you have Magus. So then, probably the best damage per round will be Glacial Freeze plus Flare. If you're trying to rush it. Not too bad. Too much damage. I guess he maybe just has a lot of magic defense. Flare should be doing over 2,000. So yeah, he must have, like... he's hard to damage, clearly. Of course, as I've been saying, this is not his final form. And his actual final form is kind of ridiculously strong, if I remember correctly. So in case you've never seen, if you've beat him when you've already... If you've beat him in a form that you've already beaten before, you don't get any rewards. I'm pretty sure I explained that before, right? Anyway, that was fun. So, yeah, let's just spend a second... Talked about the Arena of Ages one more time, because I don't think I'm gonna, like, finish this one on screen, or maybe even on this save file at all. It's just too much grinding, because it's all it is. It's just grinding your dude, and you don't have as much control. Still just a little squidge. So you can, I mean, like, I know I've talked about it a little bit before. You can train up his stats, he can learn techs. You can change his affinity, I believe, with the right stuff. You just have to train him with the right items, basically. So, you know, you can sort of try to change him from classes. I forget exactly all of the forms he can be, but a lot of the monsters you fought across the game, I'm pretty sure they can just turn into them. If you're actually battling, I find the best held item is that quadruple damage item. I just build them for criticals if you can. Where is it? I forget the name of the thing. So yeah, in combat, almost always just give the dude a Feral Wrath, and if you can build him up for crit attacks and physical, this will almost always win you the fight for a very, very long time. So that's kind of interesting. Hey, that's neat. Remember those items I was finding? I killed like some enemies, got a songbird egg, killed some enemies, got a smoked meat. I think those are things you could have tried feeding the noob, but he wouldn't have liked. And you can actually use them as consumable healers. So that's cool. Alright, well, I don't really think I'm going to want to waste any more time in here. I don't remember... In fact, you know what? Before I end today's episode, let me just really quick Google it for you guys, because you guys are way too busy to Google this. I want to know if there's any good rewards. Arena of Ages rewards. I'm not sure if there's anything worth grinding for. Let me just see here. Prizes. There's a bunch of tiers. Like, so if we sent... Just to show this guy. Because our dude is, like, low level still, we can only even... we can only even attempt low-tier challenges. So you can do, like, you know, wireless against other human players to match up against their dude if you're playing it like that. If you can find someone that still has a DS playing Chrono Trigger. I don't think I ever found anyone that would do that. But, yeah, there's better prizes from higher tiers, but you have to unlock the tiers by your dude leveling up and winning in the lower tiers. So, just for interest's sake, let me look up the prizes, because that's, like, the only thing you get out of it. So the tier 1 prizes tend to be, like, potions, there are elixirs, there's some low-tier weapons, like iron swords and bronze blades, some low-tier accessories, like ribbons and speed belts. I guess, rarely, you can get capsules, so if you're trying to max out everyone's speed, you may eventually get speed capsules from doing this. Sorry for the flickering, that's, I think, just because my screen's confused. Tier 2 is mostly the same. Maybe the weapons are slightly upgraded. There's some ethers as well now. Slightly better accessories, like the +2 stat accessories. Tier 3, now we're up to like silver sword, silver bow type stuff, like the 2300 AD weapons they all sold. There is a silver stud and a silver earring, so theoretically there's some sort of valuable stuff. So like, if you actually did all this monster training the first time you got the monster, if you started getting tier 3 equipment as soon as you could go to the end of time, you actually might get something a little early, maybe. Once you've unlocked tier 4, which I forget exactly how to do, but at that point you can start getting the relatively good stuff, like the vests that absorb half elemental damages. So we only were able to get those with Shala's amulet before, so that's mid-game, you know, and you could get those from here if you tried, although it's kind of random what reward you get. The other armor looks to be like the prehistory tier that you buy with the trades. an alluring top for Ayla. You know, no big deal. Tier 5, now we're getting into the pretty good stuff. We can get a Swallow, so the sword of +3 for Chrono that we picked from the amulet again, like that's pretty awesome. Those really cool weapons you could buy in Medina Village for like 65,000 gold, you can win those at tier 5. A lot of the nearly endgame helms, like the Aeonian helm and Aeonian suits, Dreamstone gun, all those sorts of things, that's all tier 5. I don't see anything... Oh, I see one thing. You can win golden studs at tier 5. So those are pretty awesome. Otherwise, nothing super valuable. And then tier 6 is the top tier. So is there anything worth... Looks like... I don't know, but like the Nova Armor tier, there's a Haste Helm. That's pretty good. Angel's Tiara. Okay, if you could find a way to win that, I think the odds are low, but that would be very nice to have a couple of. We don't even have that yet. So there's an item that we can't even get yet at tier 6. What else is there? Prismatic Dresses, Zodiac Capes, those crests that we got, the Power Magic Crests, Prism Spectacles, those are awfully good. More capsules, even though they're probably low odds. So, okay, if you got all the way up to tier 6, there's a few things that might be worth it. But I know it's a lot of work to get there, and I don't really want to put in the hours for that right now. So if you want to, you know, if you're playing along and, you know, you're kind of bored with fighting enemies normally, you could just hang out in the arena for a while. I don't know. You have to really invest in it, though. Like, you have to come back a lot to train your dude up and do lots of battles and all that. It's fun, but not good for Let's Playing. So hopefully I give you a bit of a teaser about some of the cool items you can get, and maybe you'll give it a shot, or at least you're satisfied knowing the basic rewards for that. It doesn't really cost any gold, it's just time. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. Next episode, it's time to finally deal with Lavos, and I'm gonna have to work out what my final team and gear will be for that. It has to include Chrono, so might need to include Chrono and Marl, honestly, just for that. But I'll have a look at some dual techs and triple techs, and I'll figure out who I want to bring. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.